Hello beautiful people, today I'm coming to you from the beautiful city of Krems in Niederösterreich or Lower Austria, and I will share with you 10 facts about Austria. Let's do this! Okay, first things first. Austria is a country in Europe, not a continent called Australia. So you're not going to find kangaroos here. But you will definitely find one of the most staggeringly beautiful alpine scenery in the world, right here in the heart of Europe. And when I say staggeringly beautiful, I haven't even begun describing the mountainous Alps in the north that formed hundreds and thousands of years ago when the Eurasian and African tectonic plates collided. Or even the crystal clear blue lakes, a photographer's dream canvas left behind by the melted ice age. I haven't even started on the Danube River, right behind me. The mighty Danube flows through 10 countries more than any other river in the world, originating in Germany and flowing southeast to Ukraine before emptying into the Black Sea. Here in Austria, the Danube, locally known as the Donau, flows through 4 cities, that is Linz, Tulln, Krems, where we are at, and Vienna, Austria's capital city. Speaking of cities, Austrian cities are something to write home about. But it's the Dörfler that easily puts the city's beauty to shame. These laid-back, enchanting Austrian villages definitely make it to the country's best-kept secret. And just so you know, the word town is non-existent in Deutsche Sprache, the local language here. You either have Stadt, that's a city, or Dwarf, that's a village. Like many European countries, Austria is a Christian state, and you don't have to wait long to find that out because the country is lit with crosses everywhere. And that's a countable blessing because there are as many Christian holidays as there are crosses in this country. Who wouldn't want a holiday? The next thing I've come to love about Austria is the people. And if you are a fun-loving person and have an inner child in you, then you may appreciate when I say that Austria is a huge playground. Or if you may, a massive circus. Last night you were in my room, and now my bedsheets smell like you. Every day discovering something. I think it's safe to say that Austrian people love life and know how to enjoy it. They'll have any type of an excuse to hold a festival. At one point we had the Donau Insel Festival, the next is the film festival. I mean, you name it, anything, and Austrians won't disappoint, as long as it gets people to get around each other, to eat, make merry, and enjoy life. Austria might be a landlocked country, but that does not mean that the fun-loving and life-loving Austrians won't enjoy the sun and the beach in the country. Here, it's the beach that goes to the people. Wine is very important to Austria, and not just any wine, the Austrian wine. Hopefully you've heard about the Austrian wine and even tasted it.
Now we must go in the cellar.
Yeah.
to drink more.
So let's go and drink some more. But if you haven't, that's possibly because the wine motto here is quality without compromise and success without exception. Which certainly earns the Austrian wine a solid place among the world's best.
There's a special wine here in Austria. It's called ice wine.
Ice wines are produced from frozen grapes that are usually left unharvested, waiting in the vines for the arrival of the first frost. The frosty temperatures of 5 to 7 degrees Celsius freeze the water in the grapes.
They take out the juice,
so that when pressed, only the concentrate flows out, giving ice wines their elegant, fruity and racy acidic characteristics.
So it's a very expensive wine here. It's very sweet.
Now, it's impossible to talk about Austrian wine without mentioning one of the most intriguing wine traditions in the country, the Heurige. From the word Heuer, which means this year, a Heurige is an Austrian establishment where wine from new harvest is served.
You
just press.
Press and then you fill the glass with wine.
Most Heurige are family-owned businesses, handed down from generation to generation. I'm privileged to be acquainted with one such owner, Thomas Rinner, who's been kind enough as to welcome us into his family Rinner, a traditional Heurige located in the famous Wachau area, one of the rich wine regions in the country, as well as a surreal location which offers its guests an abstracted view of Dürnstein, the beautiful historical town yonder. The wine served in a Heurige must be grown and produced by the establishment. As I can see, it's not yet big ones.
No, it's not big. We eat some fruits. Yeah. Now we go in the keller.
Let's go. And while nothing else should be served in order to control competition with restaurants, the Heurige owners are allowed to serve food and other drinks on condition that they grow and produce it. So it stays here for how long?
2 to 3 weeks, maybe 1 month.
Wow.
Oh.
Smells good. The real charm of this Rinner isn't only the fact that it was handed to Thomas from his late grandfather, a man he speaks of so highly as a real force behind the present success of this establishment, but also its well-preserved tradition and history, which dates back to 175 years today, as well as its laid-back environment. Which is driven more by the friendships that are formed here over the years, more than the profits that are made here daily. By the time we're done intruding Thomas's Sunday evening, I know I will reminisce this is the most unique Heurige experience yet. So that's it for me now, and I'm gonna have to say Auf Wiedersehen, Tschüss, Aheri.